Jackson is out there with Justice Winslow. Then there's Karis LeVert. Then it's Morant. And it's Turner in at the 5. And the basket by DeRozan.
Right in the teeth of that defense, DeRozan explosive through contact.
Now here's Morant. While recovering, Morant kicks to LeVert. No good from outside. And it's Thomas with the ball. He brings it up for the Toronto Raptors. And Lowry has it in the corner. Out to DeRozan for 3. LeVert grabs the miss. There's Winslow, and the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Ibaka. There's Winslow. Passes to Morant. Here's LeVert. This one for 3. Gets the three-pointer to fall.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
And the Grizzlies, they come in off a loss to the Trailblazers. Stolen by Winslow. And here we go. The Grizzlies on a fast break. Uses the glass to finish the layup. LeVert's got 5 points so far.
Justice Winslow has done an excellent job of being unselfish and making the right play.
Lowry for 3. And again, Toronto no up.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
LeVert the pass to Morant. Pass to Jackson. Just 5 on the clock. Rebound by the Raptors.
And that's okay. Even though you missed, you had the right guy taking the shot.
The Grizzlies coaching search took 2 months. They finally settled on Taylor Jenkins, a former assistant coach with the Milwaukee Bucks.
Jenkins, with an economics degree from Penn, fits the young academic profile of this Memphis front office. Worked for the Spurs 6 years as an assistant under Mike Budenholzer, who was the coach of the year in 2019. That pedigree helped him get the job.
Shoot 2. That's good from DeMar DeRozan.
And the Raptors took some heat for parting ways with reigning Coach of the Year Dwayne Casey. But his successor, Nick Nurse, guided this franchise to an NBA title.
Tremendous self-belief and determination. The only NBA head coach who was also a head coach in college, the G League, and overseas. He's been preparing for this for a long time.
DeMar DeRozan hits them both.
And Raptors president of basketball operations, Masai Ujiri, not just doing an amazing job in Toronto, he's also had a huge role in the growing of the game in Africa.
Growing up in Nigeria, he fell in love with the game of basketball, and he has worked his way up. Now he's given a hand back, building pathways for others to follow in his footsteps, bringing the development and leadership to the continent.
Lowry can't get it to go. Grizzlies have gone 2 of 6 from the field. Morant with it. Thomas is on him. And good that time.
And have to commit the unselfish attitude. Like how Morant just recognized the open man and the ball was right there.
Now here's Lowry. What a tremendous game he played against Utah. And again, Toronto no luck. 1:36 left in the first quarter of the game. Winslow kicks to Morant. From 13, shot is good off the back rim and in.
Working against size, he's just crafty enough to carve out some wiggle room.
And that's tough to do from the mid-range because help can come from anywhere, but he beats everyone to the punch.
So timeout called here, the first for Toronto.
And purely from a physical standpoint, John Morant has it all. The height, the long arms, the frame to put on more weight, and few players are more explosive athletically.
So Memphis ends up going with the new group. Let's use this break for a quick look at the squads that really made it happen on the fast break last season. In fourth, the Raptors.
I mean, it's a crowd-pleasing style, right? I mean, this club just got out and ran at every possible chance.
DeRozan against Brooks. DeRozan dishes to Gasol. One up, one down, 2 points with his first shot this game. And with Morant, you not only get the physical attributes, Greg, you get the mental toughness and awareness.
Yeah, this kid loves to compete. The bigger the game, the bigger he plays. I think we're looking at a potential all-NBA performer when it's all said and done.
Here's Jones following the basket by Marc Gasol. It's good.
And that pick takes the D totally out of the equation.
Hey, if you're not going to fight over, you're essentially giving the shooter the look he wants.
Now here's DeRozan. Here's McCall, and Jones pulls it down. And oh, here we go. Brooks got it, the fast break chance. And the layup's good off the glass.
High offensive IQ. He makes great reads and adjustments on the fly.
Brooks against DeRozan. There's the triple. And that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in. And we reach the end of it. Marc Gasol so appreciated by his fans, and certainly a lot of...
It's fun. See more fans on the stand.
And great to see so many different cultures and countries embrace the game.
Yes, and with players like Gasol having so much success, I think it helps give those Latino and Spanish-speaking fans a connection to the NBA.
And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And for Memphis guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
You can see they were well prepared defensively coming into this one.
Yes, what they do, they take away the things that teams like to do offensively, also keeping them out of sync.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. So the Grizzlies 5 right now. They've got Brooks. Clark is out there with Jones. Then it's Jones. And it's Melton in at the 2-guard spot. Tries to save it. DeRozan's shot is off. And the Grizzlies leading by 7.
The Toronto Raptors are an elite defensive group. Reasons why they're long, they're smart, and they're experienced.
Now here's Jones. 7-point game, the biggest lead in the game. Here's Hollis Jefferson. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. When you talk about the defensive IQ, Smitty, for the Raptors, where does that reveal itself?
For me, Kevin, their rotations, they're able to send help, double teams, and still recover and get out to shooters.
And here's Melton. He'll bring it up for the Grizzlies. In the second quarter, held scoreless. Here's Clark. He can't get that one to fall. And Toronto will go the other way with it. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Here's Hollis Jefferson. His last outing, he had 8 points. And DeRozan kicks to Boucher. DeRozan trying to get open. Shots good by Boucher. Boucher's got his first points of the game. Here's Melton. DeRozan defending. Inside, Brooks. And the layup falls. And the Grizzlies lead by 5.
That's a well-timed, well-coordinated play. Comes right off the pick for the lay-in.
Toronto calls timeout. The entire offseason leading up to tonight, Steve, as a player, do you already know if your team has a chance to be special this early?
You know, Kevin, yeah, you do. And I think the teams that I've been on and teams that you see and saying we don't have a chance to win, you try to trick yourself. You're looking at management and ownership. Can we make a deal throughout this year to get us in contention? But you got to be realistic. You know the team that you don't have a chance to win the championship.
So Memphis ends up going with the new group.
One of the league's best-kept secrets, Pascal Siakam out of Cameroon, discovered as a raw teenager at Basketball Without Borders back in Portland. And it wasn't just the points. He brought hustle, he brought energy, and he brought it on the glass.
Siakam against Winslow. The drive by Siakam. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. It goes on Justice Winslow.
What I love now, Siakam can put the ball on the floor. He wasn't asked to do a lot of that in college, but he never stops improving.
Smitty, you're talking about Siakam, the Raptors president. He's from Nigeria and very active in the Basketball Without Borders program.
You're totally right. A prospect like Siakam was on his radar. The late first-round pick in 2016 was more than rewarding where he ended up at.
And that one's good. Morant.
Even though he's smaller, Morant does not lack assertiveness, which comes in handy down low.
The drive by Siakam. 2 points. That one goes. Siakam's got 7.
That was big because they dug a big hole in the first quarter, but starting to show signs of life.
Now here's Morant. Defense right on him. That one falls. Morant's got 4 this quarter.
Fantastic instincts there by Morant, sizing up the D and then just taking what he sees.
Lowry looking around. Thomas down low. LeVert defending. Gasol no good.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Now here's Morant. While recovering. A floater and the rejection by Ibaka. Here's the teardrop. That one's good, and the Grizzly lead is cut down to just 2 points on the bucket from Lowry.
When you are Lowry's size, you need to have a strong floater, and that was a beauty he just put up.
LeVert against Thomas. LeVert with it. Here's Morant. And the 3 off target. And that'll do it for the first half of competitive game.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
It was a fast pace for Memphis at the outset. Their lead at one point was up to 7, and they had some real nice. And that'll.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. Pascal Siakam, guys, really making a difference here.
Yeah, I don't know if there's anything that the league can do to slow him down. He's just that good.
You know, you almost take it for granted. You look at his numbers from the first half, they're just expected at this point.
And on the floor for Nick Nurse as we get into the second half. Siakam and Ibaka, the duo down low. Lowry out there with Thomas. And it's DeRozan in at the 3 spot. Now, here's DeRozan, rebounded by Jackson.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
A changing of the guard for the Grizzlies. Their star veterans traded away. They held out as long as they could, but it was time.
Morant with it, now recovering, and the shot goes in. That's now 8 points for John Morant.
And it's coming easy for them right now. 5 baskets in a row in the paint.
Lowry inside the line and off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him. And those great veterans, Marc Gasol, Mike Conley, Tony Allen, Zach Randolph have become a part of the fabric, Steve, of the Grizzlies franchise and the city of Memphis.
Tough to move on from that level of connection. All good things, though, have to end.
And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot.
The combination of scoring and passing at that PG position makes Morant valuable. An all-around player with a bright future.
Looking at who's out there now for the Grizzlies. Damian Jones is checked in for Turner. Clark comes in for Jaren Jackson. Dylan Brooks, he's checked in for Winslow. And Jones subbed in for LeVert.
Easy look for mid-range. He won't miss many of those. Lazy effort defensively.
You got to close off those avenues to Morant. Once he gets in one, he is focused on dropping the hammer.
Now here's DeRozan. 8 points for him. Shot clock at 6. Here's Boucher. Brooks grabs the board. And the Grizzlies leading by 6. Morant passes to Jones. Now here's Morant. Goes up to the stripe. Offensive rebound. And foul on the shot. So he'll get a chance at the line.
All right, a chance here to check out Kyle Lowry. A very nice season for him last year. Averaged about 14 points, 8 assists, and 5 rebounds. And he has been passing the ball like a virtuoso. That's what really stands out about these recent performances.
You know, mentally, he's a pass-first type of player. It gets everyone involved and engaged, and that really sparks this offense.
D'Anthony Melton. He's checked in for Memphis.
It's common to see wing players improve their perimeter shooting in the league, but DeMar DeRozan's most striking growth has been his ball handling and playmaking. He's been dynamic with the ball in his hands.
And here are the Grizzlies now, after Toronto picking up the basket just moments ago.
My goodness. Say that. I want to see that again.
Me too. Just absolutely beautiful. Here's McCall, defended by Jones. Hollis Jefferson passes to McCall. Here's Boucher. Toronto working the ball around now. The fadeaway, and it's DeRozan missing. Greg DeRozan watching a ton of films of guys like Andre Miller and Sam Cassell operating in the pick and roll.
Not only that, Kevin, to strengthen his left hand, he'd use it for daily activities like writing, leaving no stone unturned to become an expert initiator.
And it's the Grizzlies with the ball, following the miss by DeRozan.
And I was sure that was money on that one, but everyone is afforded an easy miss or two.
Yes, let's look on the bright side. You got a great look. It's a play that you might want to go back to again.
Shots good by Boucher.
That's good awareness from DeRozan. Spots the open man. That speaks to his all-around game.
Pass to Melton. Here's Clark. And Jones has it in the corner. Lets it go with the 3. Good on the triple. Jones has got the lead up to 8 now for Memphis. Toronto's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Here's McCall. Takes a 3, and he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall.
A beast defensively. Clark's reach and high motors.
And we've watched 3 so far in this one. Grizzlies lead by 8. Live from the FedEx Forum, you're watching 2K Sports. How about a look at today's State Farm assist of the game?
And, you know, you can always count on him for at least a couple of these pretty assists over the course of a game. And this one, a thing of beauty.
You see why they trust him with the ball in his hands. He can make the simple play, and he can pull off the spectacular.
Fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks, as always, for joining us. Morant is out there with Karis LeVert. And there's Miles Turner. Then it's Jaren Jackson. And it's Winslow in at the small forward. That's the lineup in the game for Memphis. Now here's Winslow. The pass to Turner. LeVert against Thomas. A nice shot by LeVert. Raptors trail by 8. Lowry kicks to Siakam. Back to Lowry. Outside Thomas. He feeds it to Gasol. Over Turner. And there's Gasol. That's good on the assist by Thomas.
What you know about Marc Gasol's game is he has a fantastic feel working down there in the interior.
Passes it to LeVert. Morant shot missing. Good D by Gasol. Here's Siakam. The rebound by Turner. Turner's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Morant passes to Jackson. And Jackson throws it down hard.
And this is something Morant does well. His knack for knowing when to make that feed is impressive.
And the Raptors call time here.
And historically, you almost never saw a great shot blocker who could also knock down triples at a high clip. But count Miles Turner among the unicorns who provide that rare combination.
The Raptors making a switch here. DeRozan's checked in. And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Hey guys, during the last timeout, I listened to Nick Nurse talk to his team. He said, we're too concerned with their shooters right now. We've got to close off the inside. They are gutting us. Lead it with his guys. Come on, let's take a stand. Kevin?
You like that he's still attacking, but the results tonight just haven't been there.
A nice shot by Winslow. And it's a 10-point Memphis lead. And the stretch center in demand. For Miles Turner, Greg, how does he take that next step as a player?
Getting stronger. And continuing to improve his recognition and communication at both ends of the floor. Oh, that's some fancy ball handling right there. Since when does he take guys off the dribble?
Now here's Morant, covered by Siakam. The offensive rebound. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
And the ceiling Turner has is impressive. Has the potential to be a dominant big man in this league.
He hits the second from the line. We're in the final quarter of play here, 3 minutes in. And here's DeRozan to the left wing. Lowry for 3. But he stays with it. Just 5 to shoot. DeRozan's shot is good.
This is what I like about Lowry, not just looking for his shot, even though he's an excellent scorer.
And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. And finished off by Morant.
Dunks aren't always for the big fella.
A serious power move from the point.
Forget just landing in. He wanted to make a statement.
Now here's DeRozan, right wing. Baseline try. That one's good, and the Grizzly lead is cut down to 7 on the bucket from Lowry.
Lowry is just so quick with the ball with both hands that he can lose a defender in a hurry.
Now a timeout called by Memphis. They lead by 7. 1:16 left in the fourth quarter. And now we get the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Ja Morant.
And to me, the best part of his game has been the work he's done inside. Slashing, driving the lane, attacking the basket at every chance. When he's had an opening, he's taken it.
The lift he got from this home crowd has been obvious. There's nothing fans love more than getting a big game out of someone other than one of their stars. Now, here's Lowry. Following the miss by Ja Morant.
And the shot by Lowry is the definition of clutch. He relishes being the man in these moments.
Now here's Morant. Now recovering. LeVert in the corner. And another miss by Memphis. Absolutely critical chance right here.
They need this one to go their way.
Thomas kicks to Lowry. To the paint. Here's DeRozan. Money! What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
And you could tell DeMar DeRozan wanted that one. Big-time shot maker. Give him the rock.
20 seconds left to play here in the fourth. And finished off by Morant.
They're in total command of this game with time starting to run out.
The reason why they've tightened up the vice grip a little more each time up the floor. We'll see if they can close this one out.
And the Raptors call time here. They're trailing by 5. 17 seconds left in the fourth. Guys, what do you think?
Looking for a quick shot, trying to extend the game.
And on the defensive end, they'll have to foul whomever gets the ball. No time left to be picky.
Winslow against DeRozan. Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
DeRozan simply rises to the occasion with that make. Huge shot.
And that free throw good from DeRozan. And they foul intentionally. They're going to have to do that now again and again. They're not in the penalty yet.
And you know what? Smart foul. You got to try and extend the game.
And so they choose to intentionally foul. So the first one drops, and that makes it a 3-point lead. So he gets them both, and it's a 4-point ball game.
Clutch free throws there. That should ensure they're going home with the W.
And the Raptors call time here. They trail by 4. 9 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Is what you're saying.
Looking for a quick shot, trying to extend the game.
And on the defensive end, they'll have to foul whomever gets the ball. No time left to be picky.
And they stop the clock as soon as they can with the intentional foul. He drops the first one, and that puts them up by 5. The second one is good. We both at the line, and it's a 6-point ball game. Now here is Lowry. So it's Memphis picking up the win. It was a fantastic ball game, and they did a great job making sure it didn't get away from them late.
Yeah, I mean, they faced some challenges, but really held firm when they needed to. On both ends, just a...
Malik Beasley. Then there's Jonathan Isaac. Then it's Thomas Bryant. And it's Randall in at the 4 slot. Fultz looking around. Shoots over Dragic. And Fultz gets it to go. The starting gate, opening night in the NBA, Brent. What are you most looking forward to?
I just like to see who it is that, in terms of their competitive spirit right now, is coming out of training camp hungry. Let's see in the next couple weeks which team jumps out and which coaching staffs have done a great job preparing their team coming out of camp. Now, we know that teams can't fall off, Kevin. The talent will catch up. Other veteran teams may get themselves back into a rhythm. But coming out of training camp, how much more together are teams and teams that have made changes, what are they playing like?
What's their chemistry? Exactly.
Let's find out how they're going to play this year.
So it's Miami now after the basket by Minnesota. And that one's good by Gay.
Adept at converting at the mid-range. Rudy Gay, when he gets room to shoot, he's not going to think about it 2 times.
Here's Fultz. It's stolen by Dragic. That's the Heat on the break. Here's Iguodala. Here's Adebayo. Not going to go that time. Randall with some nice D. Now, here's Isaac. He's tightly guarded. Fultz, the pass to Isaac. Down to 5 on the shot clock. From deep three-point range, it's Adebayo with the rebound.
And that was a little bit of a range check for him.
Well, I thought they played smart, and then all of a sudden it was maybe a little too flashy there, and that's unfortunate.
And it's Butler missing for Minnesota. They've gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Here's Isaac, and the rejection by Iguodala.
Iguodala demonstrating his defensive prowess yet again. Superb reach on that block.
Outside Dragic. Pass to Butler. From deep. After 2 misses to start the game, he's on the board with that shot made.
I just like how confident Butler looks pulling up from deep. Knows he has what it takes to bury that jump shot on a consistent basis.
Here's Randall. Some solid defense from Gay.
Better than giving up the layup. You want to go in there and use the hard foul. They did it there. That's aggressive attitude defensively.
Uncovered at the rim, finding cracks in the defense here early on.
Just really smart basketball and exploiting whatever holes that he's seeing right now in the defensive squad.
Timeout called, first of the game for Minnesota.
And the veteran Goran Dragic still producing late in his career. Not the force he once was, but always a source of playmaking and scoring.
Looking at who's out there now for the Timberwolves. Taj Gibson's checked in for Thomas Bryant. Portis comes in for Julius Randle. Okogie's checked in for Jonathan Isaac. And it's Trier in for Beasley.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
Hero passes to Jones. Robinson against Portis. Robinson dishes to Olynyk. And the first shot of the night for him, missing. Well, you look at the career of Dragic, Greg, he's always been a scoring point guard.
Yeah, and as Dragic has aged, he has learned to lean more and more on his outside shot. Even when his first step and speed start to falter, he'll find ways to put up points.
And the former Razorback, Bobby Portis, took a few years to find his spot in the NBA. Now, he does produce.
And great big man to bring in off the bench. Good size and quickness combination, and will always give you scoring with that second unit.
Here's Hero. Adebayo. That shot off. Great D that time from Portis. Here's Okogie, defended by Jones. Pass to Fultz. A 3. That's basket number 2 with his third shot off to a fast 2 for 3.
And how about the quick fire release of Fultz? It is difficult to guard. You know he's thinking about shooting as the pass is coming his way.
Here's Hero. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. He gets that one.
Now, that's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
And the coach over there just asking for one simple thing, and that's some effort. Got burned on that one.
Now here's Fultz. 14 points from him the last game against the Rockets in Houston.
By his passing, another high point in that game. He made sure it wasn't all about him. He wanted to get his teammates involved.
Here's Hero. Kicks it out to Jones. Robinson for three. And no luck with that time on the buzzer beater. And so the first quarter is in the books. Jimmy Butler, a hard worker on the floor and off the court as well, possesses a unique individuality.
I worked extremely hard to get where I am today, so whenever you walk to my house, you see a really big, some may call it obnoxious, boombox aquarium, but I love music.
A boombox aquarium, huh? Points for originality, Greg.
Butler, not shy, breaking from convention, beats to the rhythm of his own drum.
And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Timberwolves?
Boy, their offense looks really good when everyone's in sync. Terrific first quarter.
I couldn't ask for a better one right now. Just a complete rhythm by all the guys who got some minutes. Wonderful start.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter to play. On the court for Minnesota, we've got Trier. Portis is out there with Taj Gibson. Then it's Markelle Fultz. And it's Okogie in at the three. Now here is Robinson. 23 points for him the last game against Charlotte.
And he also chipped in with a couple blocks in that game. Just a hint at the impact he had on the defensive side.
Second quarter, and we're just over a minute in. Here's Okogie, defended by Jones. Releases. Okogie misses. The Heat trail by three. Hero passes to Olynyk, and the dunk by Olynyk.
Yeah, he can surprise you around the rim. Olynyk has some lift. And one issue for the Heat for years now, inefficient shooting.
Well, young players are learning how to defend, so you need to do that first. But if you can't go down on the offensive end, and you can't find ways to dig out of holes by shooting the basketball, you get down 10 or 12 points. Defense sometimes isn't enough. They've been the bottom third in points scored for quite a while.
Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Ryan is checked in for Gibson. Randall comes in for Portis. Jonathan Isaac, he's checked in for Josh Okogie. And it's Beasley in for Markelle Fultz. And a new group getting ready for Miami. Rudy Gay's checked in for Bam Adebayo. Butler comes in for Jones. Andre Iguodala is checked in for Robinson. And it's Dragic in for Hero. Here's Iguodala, following the basket by Julius Randle. Gay inside. Randle on him. Count that one. Gay's got his second basket of the night.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
And the pass to Randle. Gay with the block.
Using his length well on defense. Rudy Gay working hard. Swats that one away.
Miami trailing. Here in the second quarter, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now. Iguodala kicks to Butler. That doesn't go in. Had a chance, though, to take the lead. Beasley outside. Passes it to Randle. Baseline J on the way. Randle can't get that one to fall.
Well, his shooting has been a little bit below par. You think about what this lead would look like if he was on.
Iguodala, the pass to Butler. Olynyk trying to break loose, and it's Butler missing.
He creates such a great opportunity right at the rim, and he just can't get it to go. Even with the defense not really a factor.
Now here's Beasley. And in that game with Houston, he did not play well. Randle no good.
This is a rough stretch right here for him offensively. Seems to be...
Oh,
you knew something good was coming, Kevin, right?
Oh.
In his prime, Rudy Gay would throw down some hellacious dunks, and that time gets in for another one, still part of his arsenal.
Left side, Bryant. Pass to Isaac. Here's Trier. He's guarded by Dragic. And that one drops.
Where was the D on that one? Just too easy.
Iguodala dishes to Gay. Butler feeling out a bit. There's Dragic with the three. That shot, no good. And Minnesota will come the other way.
Pick up the pace. Get the 2-for-1 here.
Be smart, but execute at the same time. Let's see what they do.
Here's Beasley. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. And now a 3-point Timberwolves lead.
Always fun to look at. Not tremendously efficient, but the floater, boy, those sure are pretty.
And here is Iguodala. From the arc. That one doesn't drop. And a close game so far through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. But all right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. It was a closely contested first quarter for Minnesota. They saw their lead grow to and that'll about do it as we get ready for the second half. Let's take you down to Kevin Harlan.
Shout out to my man Joel.
Joel, what up?
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. It's been quite a game for Rudy Gay.
Really impressed with the shot selection through the first half. Just taking what he can get from the defense.
Yeah, I'm thinking back to the first half and wondering, did he take a low percentage shot? Everything efficient.
And for Miami, look at who they've got out there. We've got Rudy Gay. Dragic is out there with Iguodala. Then there's Jimmy Butler. And it's Adebayo in at the center, filling out the middle. Randall no good. And here's Gay. He'll bring it up for the Heat. And he's flourishing as a scorer. But, Brent, how does Julius Randle take that next step?
Well, I think, Kevin, if he keeps improving on his consistency, shooting from that 10-foot to 16-foot range where guys are daring him to shoot and not wanting to deal with him driving into them. You know, last year he went up 6 percentage points from 35% to 41% in that 10 to 16-foot range. You keep seeing that kind of improvement, the growth in his game is going to come.
And Butler looking like the Tasmanian devil on the break. You can't give him any room to run or you might get your feelings hurt.
Here's Randall. That's tipped.
And they start the second half with 3 straight misses.
Three-pointer, Butler, rebounded by the Timberwolves.
And after burying 3 straight shot opportunities, finally a miss there. Still feeling the momentum, though.
Beasley kicks to Bryant. Pass to Isaac. Back to Bryant. The Timberwolves working the ball around. For 3, Beasley. It's Adebayo with the rebound. Adebayo's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. And Greg, when you look at the top perimeter defenders in the game today, how high does Jimmy Butler rank on that list?
Look, he's in the top handful, no doubt about it. Multiple all-defense selections. He is a true two-way terror.
And some changes here for the Timberwolves. Taj Gibson's checked in for Thomas Bryant. Portis comes in for Julius Randle. And Okogie subbed in for Beasley. The Heat also changing it up. Jones checked in for Gay. Robinson comes in for Andre Iguodala. And Hero subbed in for Goran Dragic. Gibson finds Portis. And Portis throws it down.
Ooh, and that dunk had some anger to it. I mean, usually he's content to just go up and get the finish with the soft touch.
Not that time. The big man looked like he had something to prove there.
Yeah, you love it when big guys play big. That's the reason they have all those screws up there on the rim.
Here's Fultz. It's hauled in by Hero. The Heat leading by 4. Well, we're into the third quarter, just over 2.5 minutes played. Teardrop shot, and he sinks the layup.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
On baseline, Jay. Here's Gibson, and it's Gibson finishing it off.
Gibson using his body on the boards. He's great at using his timing to leap up and collect a second chance.
Hero passes to Butler. Shoots over Isaac. No good that time. So Minnesota will take it the other way. It's off to Oklahoma City for him after this game, so they have the Thunder to look forward to. That sets off a 5-game tour for him.
I love watching Isaac find the open teammate. Has great floor awareness out there and just knows when one of his guys has a clean look.
Here's Hero, and Gibson sends it back. And that'll be Miami as it goes out of bounds. The Heat retain possession. Kelly Olynyk checked in for Butler. Outside, Robinson jacks up a 3. Rebound, Minnesota. Here's a Kogi, and he makes it look easy, dunking it hard with one hand.
Fultz not just looking to score the ball, he also is equally engaged in terms of facilitating for his teammates.
Now, here is Robinson. He's guarded closely. To the middle. Kicks it out to Jones. Shot clock at 3. From deep. Miami no good on that time either.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Fultz the pass to Okogie. And trying for the go-ahead basket. It doesn't go in.
Yeah, take your time. You don't give them another possession.
And hopefully that's what they'll do here. It's what most teams try to execute at this time in the game.
Here's Hero. The pass to Robinson. They get the rebound. And it's good, but hold on. The officials may want to look at that one on the replay monitor. And not so fast. The officials are going to check that shot again and make sure they got it right before we go to the fourth.
And now that we've gotten a chance to see it in slow-mo, I think the ruling has to be that he did not beat the buzzer with that shot.
Missed. Tie game in Minnesota. And we're just moments away from the start of the fourth quarter. Stay with us. And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. Minnesota shooting a mediocre 41% in this one. Thomas Bryant is out there with Randall. Then it's Markelle Fultz. Then it's Malik Beasley. And it's Okogie in at the small forward. So that's the lineup for Minnesota. Randall no good. And for the Heat, they're shooting not great, 40% for the game. And the jam by Andre Iguodala.
Well, the teammates are always looking for Iguodala. He snakes along the baseline, and that time the recipient of the big alley-oop.
Here's Okogie. Six on the shot clock. Takes a shot at the elbow. Miami grabs the miss. He's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. And the slam dunk by Iguodala.
That's something Iguodala would like to do just about every time. A good scorer around the rim.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Here's Okogie. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. And he makes the first. And the Heat making a change here. Butler's checked in. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. And here's Dragic. He'll bring it up for Miami. The lead is 2. Kicks it to Butler.
Well, they say players are made in the summertime. And that's Jimmy Butler's favorite time of year. He calls it grimy season. Gets out in the country and puts in that work.
Minnesota making a switch here. Isaac's checked in. Off on that one, so he goes 1 for 2 at the line.
You know, and Butler wasn't a starter until midway through his second season. But since then, his minutes have gone up and his productivity has gone way up.
And Greg, those summertime workouts for Butler, they are something.
I mean, they sure are. He calls them bandanas and buckets. Grows his hair out, 2-a-days, hot yoga, intentionally isolated from the hustle and bustle of the big city. It gives him an excuse to really just lock in.
Well, Heat leading by 5. Shoots the 3. Bryant with the rebound. Bryant's got 4 rebounds in this game.
Well, he had 1 3-pointer in the first half, but so far in the second, he's come up with goose eggs.
Rebound by the Heat. Gay's got rebound number 10 tonight with that last one. On the wing, Iguodala, covered by Beasley. Here's Gay on the money with the open jumper. Gay's got the lead up to 7 now for Miami.
Well, the balance that Rudy Gay has, outstanding job at staying in control, even when getting hit.
And the Timberwolves call time here.
Trying to snap them out of this little slump.
Well, they can't find the net right now, and all they need, I think, is just to get one to go, get back on track.
And now let's present our Jordan player of the game, Rudy Gay.
And in terms of his shooting, this has been one of the more accurate performances you'll ever see. I mean, he's been in constant motion, creating a lot of good looks for himself. But still, even when you're wide open, you expect to miss some of the time. That has not been the case here tonight. This guy has made everything.
If he could only contribute like this for them every night, you can't overstate how much better it makes this team when he has a game like this. And on the road, no less. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, I was able to listen in on what Ryan Saunders told his team. He said he just wants them to play faster. It feels like they've been too lackadaisical with the ball and that their aggressiveness just isn't there right now. Kevin, back to you.
Thanks so much, David.
You might want to think twice before sending him to the line again. He gets locked in when the game gets close.
And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. It's on Markelle Fultz.
Capable of playing either forward, the versatility that Gay has, important in today's league for him to stay around.
Bobby Portis is checked in for Randall. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 7-point game.
Free throws always a little bit sweeter when they can add to your lead.
Portis kicks to Fultz. There's 1:40 left in the game. Takes it off the glass.
He is ambivalent to the pressure. I mean, when his team needs a bucket, Fultz is not afraid to step in and knock it down.
Adebayo finds Gay. Off target from three-point range. Timberwolves have gone just 1 of 6 in the field to start the fourth quarter. A bit of a shutdown for them right now. Pass to Fultz. Puts one up. Jimmy Butler comes up with the rebound.
And the pressure he put on that shot forced the miscue.
Those are all the little things about effort there. He just gets out there and contests, and that's just enough.
Fultz, no good. For Miami, they've gone 4 of 8 in this fourth quarter, shooting at even 50% from the field. Gay dishes to Dragic. There's 45 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Elbow shot. Shot clock at 5. And Butler gets it to go. And the Heat lead by 7.
They're in total command of this game with time starting to run out.
Yeah, looking for a miracle worker out there is the opposing coaching staff, I don't know that they have one. This game seems to be well in hand.
Finishing strong. This is how you want to close things out.
Yeah, definitely putting a stamp on this one. A very, very decisive victory for the club tonight.
Whole new look on the floor for Minnesota. The free throw drops for Butler.
And that's the knockout blow right there, guys. Those free throws should put this one away.
23 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And the officials calling for a 3-second violation. And here's Miami. They're on a 16-6 run. Here's Hero. And so Miami takes this one by a big margin. This was a very strong showing for him, Greg. Not necessarily a runaway win, but one they'll feel very good about.
And let's face it, anytime you can go on the road and win in the fashion they did, you have to feel good about it. Really an outstanding effort all the way around.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. Jimmy, you have been outspoken about the need for maximum effort. Was it part of your plan to grab wins like the one we saw?
David, thank you as always. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Brent Berry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our 2K Sports crew. See you later. the corner, it's James. It's over Brogdon. Here's Jordan. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
One thing never changes in the NBA. Jordan will always be there among the top offensive rebounders in the league.
Now, here's Brogdon. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Here's Warren. Another shot. And it's sent back by Howard.
No trespassing. Howard patrolling the defense.
6-second difference between shot and game play.
How about battling through the impact there and then willing that basketball in?
Lakers shooting their third free throw shot of the game. And some changes here for the Pacers. Enes Kanter's checked in for Vucevic. McDermott comes in for T.J. Warren. And it's T.J. McConnell in for Brogdon. And then for Los Angeles, Morris comes in for Dwight Howard. Rajon Rondo is subbed in for Danny Green. Free throw good, James.
Oh, you love how effortless James makes this game look. Everything comes easy to him.
And here's McConnell. And oh, he hits the buzzer beater.
One eye on the rim, one eye on the clock. Nice job.
That's the way you want to end the quarter, with the momentum on your side.
And so it's Los Angeles. Chris Paul, an elite defensive player, a student.
The steals thing is...
Well, you hear about the importance of watching film, Greg. It reveals itself in many ways.
And learning guys' habits. What they like to do gives them a knack for when to go after steals without hurting his team.
And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And taking a look at the Lakers' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing in the game?
You got to credit their defense, communicating, rotating, making plays on the ball.
No question, it's been stifling thus far, preventing that offense from establishing any kind of rhythm.
They've got Thomas Satoransky. Morris is out there with Enes Kanter. It's T.J. McConnell, and it's McDermott in at the small forward. That's the Pacers' 5.
No hesitation to get it to the rim. He uses his height advantage to convert the easy.
Here's Jordan after Enes Kanter's basket. James wide open. A three-pointer off the mark.
Still playing at an MVP level. LeBron James, the greatest player of his generation, and some would argue of all time. We can't take for granted what we've been able to witness.
Kept alive. A nice shot by Jordan.
And the shooting percentage Jordan records from here is insane. If you get him the ball in a good spot, he usually finishes.
And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, for Nick Vucevic, there were some great firsts last season. His son, Philip, was born in December. And then Dad made his first All-Star appearance. Nick is from a basketball family. He said, "I'll enjoy telling my son the stories, like my dad did with me. We'll see if he likes the game of basketball. I think he will." Kevin?
Well, D.A., it's certainly in his genes. Thanks for that report. And the Lakers decide to take their first time out here. And now in his mid-30s, LeBron showing no sign of slowing down.
And his dedication to training and really maintaining his body, second to none. Alongside his prodigious athleticism, it seems that's made a huge difference.
Looking at who's out there now for the Pacers. Jabari Parker's checked in for Morris. And it's Victor Oladipo in for Satoransky. And then for the Lakers, Looney's checked in for Jordan. And it's Kevin Love in for Markieff Morris. It's tipped. Kanter fades off the left rim and out.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The D. Alice position, you could see the frustration on his face.
And Paul gets it to go in.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Pacers trail by 8.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
And the foul called on Kevon Looney. That's his first foul. And some changes here for the Pacers. Vucevic checked in for Enes Kanter. Warren comes in for Doug McDermott. And Brogdon subbed in for T.J. McConnell. And Los Angeles making a change here as well. Green, he's checked in for Chris Paul. Now here's Parker. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Shot from the wing. Indiana again missing.
Yeah, just a solid job on the backboard. They are really controlling the inside.
And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. Growing up, Chris, LeBron James always looked up to Michael Jordan, following in his footsteps. And like his idol, LeBron having success in the movies as well.
No one better to take that starring role. I mean, blockbusters, comedies. When his playing days are done, LeBron will continue to entertain.
The shot's good. Parker's got his first basket.
And reading shot trajectories is a skill that Parker has worked on over the years.
Green against Oladipo. His first shot coming late. It's rebounded by Indiana.
Well, they'll be happy with that look, even though it didn't fall.
No, you're right. He'd take that 10 out of 10 times. He's not going to miss many of those.
Now, here's Brogdon. To the middle. Here's Vucevic. That one, no good. Good D by LeBron. To the wing right side. Rondo, wide open. Here's Looney. Blanketed by the D. He fights to the rim for the layup. Looney's got the lead up to 8 now for the Lakers. For Indiana, they've gone 3 of 8 from the field since the beginning of the second quarter. Pass to Oladipo. Off target from outside.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
And it's James missing.
Tells you a little something about their team. They've been able to pull in front despite his troubles tonight.
And Oladipo kicks to Parker. Warren on the wing. Over Green. That one's in there. The Lakers lead is cut down now to just 6 in the basket from Warren. James with it. Gets it off. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. And so it's Los Angeles with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. They're pounding the ball inside. That's where they've gotten their best production tonight. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks a lot, Dwight. What are you seeing from your opponent tonight?
Thanks so much, David. And we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after this break.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq. It's the Lakers out on top at halftime. They have a 6-point lead. Kenny, what's your... And that does it for our halftime.
Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game it's been so far. Well, we've heard some people criticize the league's obsession with the three-pointer, saying the game is less fun to watch. You and I have talked to coaches who do not like the style of play. Would you agree with that?
You know what, I do, Kev, but it's all in the way that it happens. So let's talk about a team like Golden State, okay? Golden State shoots so many threes, right? But they don't shoot the most threes, and they have the best ball movement, and they still take the most number of twos. And so they have a balanced game. Now, they have 3 of the best shooters last season out of any team maybe in the history of the game. And they don't take the most threes, but then you have teams that have every guy shooting under 30%, and they're shooting 100 threes with no ball movement. Yeah, something's backwards. It's still about playing basketball and shooting threes, not shooting threes during a game that happens to be a basketball, if that makes any sense.
It does. Perfect sense. So for the Lakers right now, Green and LeBron at the 2 and the 3. Howard is out there with Kevin Love, and it's Paul in at point guard. Now here's Green. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Clock at 6. Puts up a 3, and Chris Paul the bucket on the assist by Green. Paul's got the opening bucket to start the second half for the Lakers. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Shoots from 14. No good on the shot. Good D by James. looking to end his cold spell. And LeBron throws it down hard.
And James simply one of the best dunkers in NBA history, I have to say. Highly creative in how he throws it down.
Brogdon the pass to Vucevic. Indiana moving it around. Inside, here's Oladipo. Vucevic trying to get open. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
Coming into the NBA, Victor Oladipo, Greg, drew some comparisons to Dwayne Wade, but it was working out with D-Wade that helped take Victor's game to the next level.
And listen, anytime you're the second overall pick, which he was back in 2013, stardom is expected. It just took a while. Now he's got to apply that same work ethic to overcoming the knee injury.
Looking at who's out there now for the Pacers. Cantor checked in for Vucevic. McDermott comes in for Jabari Parker. Saransky's checked in for T.J. Warren. And it's T.J. McConnell in for Malcolm Brogdon. Lakers leading by 9. Paul dishes to Jordan. And we're just about 2 minutes into the second half now. Excellent D from Cantor. Here's Satoransky. Good. And McConnell gets the assist. Satoransky's got his second bucket.
That's just great touch. The teardrop, well, that's all about feel.
Jordan the pass to James. The pass to Green. The tray. In Los Angeles with the triple.
That's the kind of D that you're not going to find success with, guys. They've got to get a hand in the face.
And it's McConnell with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Pacers. Trailing by 10. Out to the right wing. And stolen by James. And the dunk by James.
Man, you gotta love watching James Scott for the slam. I mean, demonstrating how high he can get up off the drive.
So the Pacers call timeout, their first of the game.
Well, it's been an express lane to the rim. Coach can't be happy about that.
Poor rotations. I mean, slow help and just not enough toughness on the interior. They've got a lot to talk about.
Morris is checked in for the Pacers. Rajon Rondo is checked in for Los Angeles. Now, here's McConnell. He's covered by Rondo. And Cantor throws it down.
Strong move to the 10, trying to get his guys going.
Hard not to get motivated, GA, right when your teammate makes that kind of play.
Yeah, Kevin, you're right. They needed that. And I love that he just didn't settle for the lay-in.
Morris outside. 6 to shoot. Pulls it up. And Cantor pulls it down.
You hate to let those easy chances slip through your fingers.
Rondo against Satoransky. Here's Cantor. Off target with the fadeaway.
Even when the D is playing off of him, the mid-range jumper shouldn't be the shot they're looking for.
And now a chance to see what's coming up for Indiana. On Saturday, they'll head out on the road to face the 76ers in Philadelphia. Then on Wednesday, they'll be taking on Klay Thompson and the Golden State Warriors. And some great moments for Rajon Rondo. Helped Boston to a title back in 2008. And as we know, he's a 4-time All-Star.
Yeah, one of the most honorary, toughest, and smartest players in the league. He devours films. I mean, he makes his son watch film. You see that his 4-year-old son is watching film with him. What's going on, man? But he's made it clear, once his playing days are done, he wants to be an NBA coach.
Now, here's Satoransky. Pass to McConnell. Fires the 3. A rebound by the Lakers. Jordan's got 4 rebounds in this game. Rondo on top. Satoransky covering. Rondo passes to James. Outside for Rondo. Yes, it's James picking up the assist. Rondo's got 5 points now this quarter.
And perimeter scoring, I have to imagine it was a topic of discussion at halftime.
Well, it had to be. These days, you need to stretch the floor somewhat to make everything else work.
And so it's the Los Angeles Lakers. 13 points up at the end of the period. Their defense has been active and effective. Back to the action after this word. And let's listen in on what Nate McMillan had to say to his team.
All right, offensively, okay, let's make sure we get into something. All right, we're just playing again. We don't have our spacing. All right, know who we have out there. All right, and take advantage of it.
You can tell by his voice there, GA, the offense looking uncharacteristic to him.
Well, the spacing and ball movement is important, and right now, the coach just wants them to be sharper.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. All right, now a chance to set the floor courtesy of Gatorade. Fourth quarter action, all fueled up and ready to go. On the court for Indiana. Vucevic is out there at Parker. Then there's Thomas Satoransky. Then it's Marcus Morris, and it's Brogdon in at the one. He dishes it to Vucevic. Parker surveying the floor. Back to Vucevic. Kicks to Parker. That shot misses, and the Lakers will go the other way with it.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
It's stolen by Vucevic. And that one's good. Parker.
And hey, that wasn't easy, but Parker was just committed to scoring no matter what.
Los Angeles leading by 13. Timeout called the Lakers.
Well, they say the post-up big man is dead and gone in the NBA, but don't tell that to Nikola Vucevic. An offensive focal point, and he does some of his best work on that low block.
Warren's checked in for the Pacers. Oladipo comes in for Satoransky. The Lake on Rondo. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Thanks, guys. I was able to hear Frank Vogel talk to his team during the break. He said, I want us to play as though we're behind. We're good when we play with urgency. We're bad when we become complacent. Don't become complacent. Let's go, guys.
And you look at the footwork of Vucevic inside, his moves and counter moves, terrific.
Shades of Kevin McHale. And that's something he's continued to develop in the pros. A response to defenders who often surpass him athletically.
And the shot goes in.
No basket feels better than a putback. Love getting rewarded for grinding it out on the glass.
Paul against Brogdon. And Paul gets it to go in. Paul's got 4 points this quarter. Brogdon the pass to Parker. There's the dish to Oladipo. It's stolen by Green. Now LeBron. Paul outside. Shot on the wing. They get it back, and that one's good. Love.
The heart, the hustle. Kevin Love takes pride in beating everybody to the spot. He's an amazing offensive rebounder.
Brogdon the pass to Parker. Chris, you have been passionate about honoring those who blaze the trail for today's NBA, like the Globetrotters and the Wrens, in the days before integration.
Yeah. I mean, you think about what they've gone through off the court and on the court, and anyone, regardless of color, nationality, just paving the way for me as a basketball player. I want to say thank you. Let's just think about what Red Auerbach did. Drafting the first African-American player, making the first African-American player coach in Bill Russell, who won the championship that year, and leaving him a good team. And if you look at organizations like the Black Fives who bring an awareness to the games, and you just want to understand your legacy culturally, and that's why I have to, every time I see Mr. Bill Russell, Big O, or Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, I give them a big hug and a wet kiss on the cheek, because I just thank them for not only advancing the movement in sports, but culturally sports has always sent a message to the culture and society about how cool teammates work together and how you can overcome a problem by working together. And so I really thank them for enduring all of the hardships that they did so that we can reap the benefits. So it's been awesome to be part of the league and be able to shake hands with those that have blazed trails for us.
That is so admirable on your part.
They just blocked out the noise, kept on grinding, and this is their reward.
Showing remarkable poise and focus throughout the game, a sustained effort across the board.
Vicious to Warren. And the rejection by LeBron.
Love watching James dominate on defense. An impressive rejection artist.
And so it's the Lakers taking care of business here. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thank you, Kevin. Chris, big win tonight. What do you think was the biggest factor?
I mean, I don't know. It was just our defense. Obviously our offense fed off of it. Guys made open shots.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Chris Webber, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. See you next time.